Welcome to episode 257 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. I'm Ryan Walton. As always, I'm joined by Dan Reamer.
It's another Sunday, and I'm still here.
You see that? I just cut the host.
You just won. That's right. I'm me, and you're you, and here we are.
The more I think about it, you already know that.
Right.
Because we're the only two here.
Pretty much always.
Right. So we have to be the host.
There's no other way around it.
Right.
By showing up, we earn the title.
We eliminated the problem by not even doing it.
Boom.
Like, that's how I like to take care of I like to overcome all of my obstacles by just not doing them.
It's efficient. It's definitely efficient.
We don't have to fight the titles if we don't even have titles.
Right. No, we're just here.
Yep. We're here. It's a podcast. Open your ears up.
It's a Sunday.
It is a Sunday morning. It's almost always a Sunday morning.
Almost always a Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm. Every now and then it's a Saturday or a Friday, but almost always a Sunday. It feels like home. It feels right. Yeah. I should always be like a little bit tired.
You are, yeah.
When we do the podcast.
You definitely usually are. I don't think you did last night, but you usually stay up way too late on Saturdays.
Yeah, I do usually stay up too late. I didn't. So I wanted to play Rocket League with Howard, but he was having some tiny troubles getting his household to be ready for him to play Rocket League. I think they were watching Christmas movies. So he kept texting me like, hey, like, I'm still getting on. I'm like, I'm not going to make it. And the reason I know that is because I've already stopped playing games and switched over to Netflix.
You did, yeah.
Which is like a death blow for me staying up. I've got stand-up on and I'll be asleep in 20 minutes.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if you would, because I was on playing last night. I was playing Wolfenstein II because I picked that up.
Started that.
I also streamed it a couple days ago.
YouTube.com. I'm having a stroke. YouTube.com/Gamestitch.
/Gamestitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's backslashing.
And you can see that there. But I was playing it last night, and I was like, I saw you get on. And I'm like, I'm be switching over to Rocket League. I could go for some Rocket League. I haven't played Rocket League with you gentlemen in 4 or 5 days. I've just been playing with randos, which completely ruins the experience.
Right.
So I'm like, I kept checking. It's just you. No game being played. Finally, I check, and I'm like, he's got a game now. And it's not Rocket League. It's a different game. I'm like, okay. So I go back. I keep checking. And finally, you're back to no game being played. At this point, it's midnight.
That's when I was on Netflix.
I'm like, yeah, time to go. Nah, I'm not waiting around no more. So, turned off everything, went to bed, and thought I would just miss out on the glorious celebration of Rocket League if you guys did jump in.
No Rocket League was played. So I purchased Gang Beasts this week. And I want to say a couple things about Gang Beasts. First off, it's absolutely amazing if you have people to play with. The 3 of us jumped on, we were crying, we were laughing so hard, and that game is incredibly fun with friends. It's also a little broken right now, so I'm having trouble playing with them. But the game is still fun, so that's what I jumped on last night when you were looking.
Mm-hmm.
I was just working on some trophies. That game sort of lets you boost trophies in that you can do them by yourself.
Right.
So you can just go in like a local melee and just jump in there and do it by yourself. So I guess I sort of was boosting trophies. You still have to do the thing that you have to do, but you can do it without interruption.
Right.
So you still have to do the thing. The thing was there's one where you have to knock the stairs down that I've been struggling with, and I finally had a little strategy, so I knocked that trophy out. I have 1 trophy left in that game. It's on sale right now, I think, for like $15, $16 or something like that. The game is totally worth it, but it really needs this patch to fix whatever problem the game is having with matchmaking. So you can play online. Some people are having trouble connecting to their friends, and I am one of those people.
Important note about Gang Beasts. Ryan has been trying to talk me into getting this game for 4 days. Since it came out. The other night we were on, all 3 of us. I was doing something different. Him and our good friend Marshall 205 were playing Gang Beasts. They were laughing, having a great time, crying. I could tell by the things that they were saying about why they were laughing and crying about it, I would absolutely hate this game.
I still think you need to share play it. Next time I get on and you're not doing anything, I'll share play so we can play together.
I am desperately afraid of getting Deformered again.
I think Deformer's a great game, side note. I think that your concern in Gang Beast is how it will control.
Yeah.
And that it'll just be frustrating. It controls, I don't want to say it controls poorly. It's designed to not give you a lot of control over your character. But it's not in a way like some of those other games. Like, Gang Beast is kind of slow. Like, nobody's zipping around whooping everybody's ass. Like, even the people who are good are not really good. Like, everybody's just kind of like flailing about and hitting each other and throwing each other. And in most cases, there's 4 or 5 people all together.
Right.
So you're like, I don't even, like, 4 or 5 people are all tugging at each other, and then all of a sudden the pile will break loose and 3 people will fly in front of a train. Like, there's really no rhyme or reason to how anything works in Gang Beast. And so it's more about just laughing and having a good time because it's out of control.
Okay. For me, out of control usually isn't a good time, but I will share play it with you and see. But
yeah, you're in control of your character, but the game itself is out of control in that no one's really, like, the physics are kind of crazy, and I don't know. It's really fun. I also picked up Human Fall Flat, which is some people have described as Gang Beast with puzzles. Mm-hmm. So my goal is to share play that with someone and stream that out. Because my internet is good enough right now to do so, and I want to take advantage of that. And Human Fall Flat looks like a great time. It's like a physics-based puzzle.
Good enough right now, huh?
Yeah, and it should be good enough going forward no matter what, but especially right now. So I want to play Human Fall Flat with somebody, and I want to try to make sure we get that on YouTube. And I think I picked up some VR titles also. I finally got Eve.
Okay.
I've wanted Eve forever, but just refuses to be cheap enough for me to buy. It was finally $14.99 on this sale. And I had to do some checking because it says Eve Valkyrie War Zones.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what that is.
You thought it might be an add-on or something?
So it sort of was an add-on. Eve Valkyrie Warzone was the update that allowed people without VR to play Eve Valkyrie.
Okay.
But when that update happened, Eve Valkyrie became Eve Valkyrie Warzones. Like, there's no such thing as Eve Valkyrie anymore.
Okay.
So if you go buy the disc on the shelf and put it in, it updates and becomes Eve Valkyrie Warzones.
Odd.
So it is the full game.
So it actually changes the title of what it is.
Right. Now, I think if you purchase the regular one, I think you get extra stuff, like a Founders Pack almost situation.
If you purchase the non-VR copy?
Well, no, if you purchase the Eve Valkyrie, like the original, I think they gave you some extra stuff that you don't get when you buy at Warzones. But I think that stuff's not available. It was more like a Day 1 edition stuff for everyone that bought the physical.
Gotcha.
Or downloaded it. Anyways, it was $15. I picked it up, and then I don't remember what the other one was. I got something else in VR that I was kind of excited to play that was like $4 or $5. They had some good sales for this holiday sale. Sony did on the PSN.
But there was nothing that really jumped out to me like have to get. So I didn't pick anything up. I do have still a couple days. I think it ends on the 19th.
Well, see, it's weird. So it's a 5-week sale. Mm-hmm. A bunch of games. I think I texted you. A bunch of games said they went off on the 16th. So the 16th I got on, and the date had changed to, I think, the 29th now on a lot of them.
Okay.
So I think stuff is going in, going out, coming back. I think they're just popping stuff because there's a bunch of new stuff in now. A lot of it looks like the PS3 games that they brought over.
Yes.
That don't interest me. But some of those weren't there. And I think there's like 1 or 2 new VR titles. I guess stuff's just going to go in and out because some of that same stuff has stayed and extended the date. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on it because there may be some things that I want to go through.
Yeah. So most all my time has still been Rocket League and Gang Beasts.
Yep.
I played Gang Beasts several times.
I don't know if we played. Did we play Rocket League this week? I can't remember. If we did, it was
no, you were
early in the
on.
week.
Yeah, you were on, but I don't think we ever played together because you played that while we were playing Gamestitch,
right.
and then the other nights when we played, you weren't on.
That's right.
I didn't play much this week.
So I did manage to pick up, if you pay attention to my Twitter, you probably saw this. I've been going on and on about how...
At Shirtless Dan.
At Shirtless Dan. I've been going on and on about how much I was so pleasantly surprised by Wolfenstein: The New Order that I'm like, okay, I want it's time. I want Wolfenstein II: The New Colossus. So I went in to my local GameStop, and lo and behold, it's on sale for $39.99. Awesome. So I picked that up, and I'm looking around, and I happen to look up, and there is the collector's edition. So I'm like, is this a game that warrants the collector's edition? Let's see how much that bad boy is. So that bad boy was on sale for $59.99. So the $39.99 copy immediately went back on the shelf. And I went and let the gentleman know at the counter that I needed that collector's edition for $59.99. And I brought that bad boy home, and that bitch looks good. It's got this 12-inch BJ Blazkowicz Terror Billy figure. Mm-hmm. You got this coat you can put on. It's almost like a Barbie doll, pretty much, like a Ken doll. It's got different guns.
That's what looks so
you can
good
put
about it. It's like old school.
Yep, you can put different clothes on it. You can put different weapons in his hand. I haven't done it yet. He's still in his package, but I told my wife, I said, I need more shelves. So that's going to be coming up this week. It's some more shelves for my room because I'm like a child and keep picking up stuff that has toys and action figures. So I picked that up, and this is actually probably going to... Should I speak about it now? Should we do shout-outs now?
Let's wait on the shout-outs, but you can talk about the game, I think.
The game?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you'll learn more about this in the future, so... See,
near future.
In the near
teaser.
Future. So see, you got to pay attention. Now you got to listen to the whole podcast to know what the teaser is. But through an amazing stroke of luck, I managed to pick up Ark Survivor Evolved for the Xbox One. So I spent some time with it yesterday, finally. And it's almost like it's like a grown-up Minecraft. It's like a big boy Minecraft. A lot of building, survival, chopping down trees, getting berries. You got to keep yourself alive. You got to get water. I'm going to have to get in touch with one of our friends here because there's some stuff going on in there that I don't quite understand, and I need some help. But, I mean, I literally spent probably 3.5 hours yesterday just wandering around getting enough supplies in order for me to build this little house that I wanted to build. I found this perfect location for it, so that it's fortified. I can build my campfires. I don't understand why the sun's out and it's cold all the time, but I'm always needing to build a fucking fire. So whatever. So I got this little hut built for me. I have my fire in there. I have a bed in there. And then I made this little shed that has my storage boxes in it so I can put stuff in there so I'm not constantly becoming too encumbered.
Which I love. I love any kind of restrictions on what I can carry. Gets me going.
Yeah, it really gets my balls in a knot. Yeah, really tightens them up. Yeah. And so I'm interested by it, but I have some questions about it because... I'll just say, without saying too much more, there's some things going on that I don't quite understand, with the exception of pretty much the entire fucking game, because the learning curve is 0 on that game. You just have to... Google stayed open on my phone, and I would pause it and Google how to do this, and then go, oh, that makes total sense. I don't know why nobody told me that. So we talk and talk. I know there's a lot of complaints out there from people about tutorials in the beginning of games. Do not look that gift horse in the mouth.
People don't want their handheld.
Okay. Well, you don't get your... Then buy Ark Survival Evolved, because your hand is not held at all.
Cuphead also a title that is not interested in holding hands. That game is like, fuck it, figure it out.
That happens with a lot of your indie games.
I like it. I do like it, but it can be frustrating if you don't have the kind of time to learn it.
Right.
So
when you want to jump in and play. Luckily, Life of Black Tiger had a tutorial.
So you knew right what you were doing. No worries. YouTube.com/Gamestitch. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. It usually is less video game oriented in the beginning.
Yeah, but...
So you caught us on a good week. This podcast posts every Monday, 6 a.m. Central Standard Time on podcast services around the world. YouTube, Google Play Music, Spreaker, iHeart. It's everywhere. So be sure to listen on your favorite service provider and rate us if it's available, because that helps us out, helps other people find this beautiful podcast. If you want to support us, head over to patreon.com/Gamestitch. We've got lots of cool stuff going over there. We do some streams. We have some Patreon, I don't want to say exclusive, but some timed exclusives that we've talked about. Again, it won't affect this podcast, but we want to do some things for our patrons. And, of course, we always have our newsletter that goes out every month. It kind of gives you a behind-the-scenes look at us and what we're doing and the podcast. So support us over there, patreon.com/Gamestitch if you've got a little extra money and want to. If not, tell your friends about this podcast. It's free, and it helps us in a totally different way build up a community. And we're super proud of the community we have, but we could always grow it and be bigger, stronger, faster. That's what they say.
Bigger, stronger. What is it? Bigger, better, faster, stronger.
Yeah, that's right. I like bigger, stronger, faster. It's a little more to the point, a little bit more efficient.
Yeah. Fair enough.
That's where I'm at. We've got a little bit of news.
Just a tiny bit.
It's not our news. I mean, it's like the video game news of the week.
And it's nothing... I don't know that we have much in here that's going to blow your face off.
One of these blew my face off, but, I mean, not because I really care. Just, I don't know. Surprising, I guess.
Just because it blew your face off?
Right. Let's start with Battlefield Bad Company 3. The rumors are swirling. They're everywhere. It seems like that might be the next game that's coming out. YouTuber Almighty Dag doesn't have a lot of videos on his channel, but he's made a notable... He was made notable by correctly revealing details on DICE's Battlefield 1 months before it was initially announced. Now he's claiming that DICE's next project is the long-awaited Battlefield Bad Company 3. I don't know this guy. I know how the internet works. I also know that it's a pretty fair guess that could be a project they're working on.
Yep. It's a fairly safe bet, probably.
Does this guy know someone? Is this guy someone, or does this guy just take a shot in the dark and was right last time? We don't know. Bad Company 3, I think, would make a lot of people happy, though.
Yeah, I think Bad Company is considered to be one of the favorites by a lot of the fans of that franchise. So it might not be a bad idea to bring that back and give the fans what they want.
Battlefield, I think, is in a spot to where they can do what they want versus having to react to the climate of first-person shooter fans.
Right.
Because I don't think that they have... I don't think they have the fatigue in the same way that Call of Duty was experiencing.
Right.
So, I think Bad Company 3 is a smart choice, and I think a lot of people will be happy with that.
I do, too. Like I said, I think it's generally considered to be one of the favorites, I believe. So, yeah, but I don't know. Go check out Almighty Dag.
Sometimes I think about playing a first-person shooter. Like, I think about it.
Uh-huh.
Because every now and then, you probably remember back, I used to scoop up Call of Duty here and there. Not every one.
Right.
I've got 3 or 4 of them from back when we were at GameStop. I would get them. I don't know. Every now and then I kind of jones to play one, and as soon as I get in, I'm like, ooh, I don't like this.
Well, I think... I talked about this earlier about myself a few months ago on here, but for a long time I was the same way you were. I'm like, I just don't like first-person shooters. I have found out over time that I don't think that's the case. I don't like first-person multiplayer aspect of first-person shooters. I do have a decent time with, like, I've said nothing but good things about Wolfenstein and Wolfenstein II. I had a lot of fun with that game. I absolutely love the reboot of this franchise now that I played it, but it is a first-person shooter, but it's story-driven, it's narrative-driven, it's character-driven. And I think a lot of times that's what's missing from my first-person experience. And multiplayer is just shooting people. So I really have no call for that. I like a story to my games.
Yeah, see, I still don't, even when it's not competitive multiplayer, I still don't, I don't like that perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And I struggle with it, but there's a time every now and then where I'm like, I want to play some competitive first-person shooter.
Really? Oh, I never want to play competitive first-person shooter, ever.
Yeah,
ever.
I get those urges, but I don't do it because I know me well enough that I would buy something and go, yeah, I don't like this. Because I don't like those kind of games. I've probably tried 40 or 50 first-person shooters over the years.
Right.
I don't like any of them. It's not a knock on them or even the genre. It's me. But they don't fit my play style.
It's not you, it's me.
Yeah. Like, this isn't going to work, but it's all me, so don't even worry about you. You're fine. Someone else will probably like you. But yeah. We could see a Bad Company 3, and I'll probably go through like a 5-minute stretch where I'm like, I need that game.
And then you won't.
But it'll pass.
That's like the last what was it, Battlefield World
1.
War II? No.
Battlefield 1.
Yeah, Battlefield 1. That almost had me in. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no.
People liked it.
I know.
You could have liked it.
I didn't. Well, I don't know that I didn't. I don't know that I didn't like it.
One can only assume you don't because you didn't get it.
I didn't take that chance.
Mm-hmm. Next story, Disney acquires 20th Century Fox for a mere $52 billion.
Pocket change.
And
big win for Disney, though.
Right. This is what I said kind of blew my face off. Not because I didn't know all the writing was on the wall, just because, like, to hear it happen,
mm-hmm.
You're like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's probably the most important thing to come out of this for a lot of people is the fact that 20th Century Fox owned X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Disney owns Marvel. So essentially what's happened is now Marvel owns X-Men and Fantastic Four. So,
which good luck with Fantastic Four, because Fox has done everything in their power to fuck that up.
Yeah.
So, X-Men is still pretty safe, I think.
X-Men is still pretty safe.
But yeah, poor Fantastic Four is going to need some love.
I think Fantastic Four needs to be... See, the problem that I always had with the Fantastic Four movies, all three of them, is that the Fantastic Four has always been like a family. Reed and... I can't remember her name now.
Yeah, slipping my mind too.
But anyway, the Invisible Woman. They were always like the parents. And The Thing and Johnny Storm were always... Sue Storm. Ha! Were always like the children, and it was like a family. Focused very heavily on teamwork and the family dynamics. I don't think that was ever brought out in any of the movies. There was very little teamwork. I think you saw a little bit there at the end of the first Fantastic Four, the very first one. And after that, there was always kind of their own thing. But it's about a family that hates but loves each other. And I think that needs to be brought out. And I think Marvel can do that because, Marvel likes to use their superheroes in genre-style movies. Winter Soldier was a conspiracy movie. Political conspiracy, political thriller, if you will. Ant-Man was essentially a heist movie. So there's some things that they could fit that into. X-Men are X-Men. I mean, X-Men are popular. Have always been popular. Will probably always be popular. 20th Century Fox letting them go was very, very surprising. I feel like they're needing some cash.
Now you can finally see the Simpsons next to your Disney princesses.
Oh, that's what I need.
Yeah, I know it's what the world needed. So, that's something. That show's got to end soon, right?
The Simpsons? I would imagine so. Maybe
it's
not.
Been on forever.
It has. 20-some odd years, right? I think it debuted in 1994.
Yeah, it's been around forever. There's a point, though, where you're like, we've done it. Like, that's what your meetings have to be like. What if we did this? We've done it.
Right.
What about this? Nah, we already did that.
Yeah, there's a metric shit ton of things you have to keep track of.
Right. We would be terrible at it.
Oh, no shit.
Based off our track record of tracking things, we'd be like, no, let's do that. And then we'd be like, well, shit, we did that.
Shit, we did it.
Now we're out of time, so we're just going to do it again. I watched a documentary on South Park.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a little bit, I might have even talked about it. It's probably been like a year or two. But like to see the way that show happens. Yeah. To see the way that show like comes together was like mind-blowing. Because it looked like you and I trying to do it. Like they go in with no plan, no anything, and 10 days to knock out an episode.
Right.
Sitting in front of a dry erase board like, yeah, nope, yeah, nope. Okay. All right, now let's write the script for it. Perfect. Okay, now let's go to VO. Okay, now let's get the animators to start working. And it's a like a mad dash to get the episode out.
Yep.
And I was like, you can operate like that. Interesting.
Found my calling.
Yeah, I didn't realize there was this organized chaos that exists for years that you could just do, because that's how we like to do things.
Oh, no doubt.
Like, we'll just figure it out. And that's how that show comes together. I think that's what makes it so so whimsical and off the wall, is that it's spur of the moment.
Part of the charm is it, because, ooh, what if we do this? Throw that in there.
Right. And it's very topical because it's being made right now.
Right.
So, there's not a delay. It's not, oh, we did that last season, or we would have put a joke in about this. Like, no, like we made it Tuesday.
Yeah.
So there was no problem to squeeze that joke in.
Right.
So, yeah. It'll be interesting that comes out of this. I will say Disney has treated Marvel with a lot of care and let Marvel be Marvel.
Yes, they have.
With the exception of maybe Disney Infinity. But so I think that this will be okay. I don't hear anybody panicking.
No, I don't think I don't think. Obviously, there's always a downside to a conglomerate like that owning all these properties. But if they stay hands off like they have, I think it's a good thing. Not only because now it expands the stories that they can tell, that Marvel can tell. And more stories is never a bad thing, because you don't stagnate on ideas that way. So I know I have, and a lot of people have wanted to see all these teams fighting together. And we might get that. So it's, the potential for what can happen is mind-blowing and super exciting. Whether it ever comes to fruition or not, I don't know. But there's an anticipation there of now it can.
But you remember when they got Star Wars, everybody was like, oh, well, Star Wars is done.
Right.
And they treated that with care, and they got Marvel, and everybody's like, oh, Marvel's done.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, oh, okay. It's not so bad.
Yeah,
but
I think
with this, people are like, they'll be all right. Like, people are finally starting to realize, like, yes, Disney wants to own the world, but they don't want to ruin the world.
Yeah, Disney seems to be very good at being, we'll bring in Marvel. You know what? Marvel's not Disney. Why don't we let the guys who know Marvel handle the Marvel shit?
Right. Why don't we just cash the checks?
That seems like a mind-blowing concept, right? And it's absolutely the simplest concept in the world. Those are the guys who know what they're doing. Why don't we let them do it?
Yeah, if they were able to accomplish this on this budget, what if we gave them this budget?
Right.
And that was it.
Then I bet our checks get bigger.
That was the only parameters. Like, what if we talked about it with Kojima and Sony. Like, what if you just take that approach of saying, like, what do you want to make? All right. Like, I trust you to do that because you've done that.
Right, exactly.
So we'll just write the checks and you just go do that awesome thing that you want to do. And I don't see this being any different, except for I hope someone steps in on Fantastic Four.
Well,
I hope somebody does step in on that and say, look, we got to right this ship.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a company that created the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
This is the company that knows the Fantastic Four, that knows the stories and knows what was going on in the heads of the writers at the time when they were writing those stories. So, that's... if anybody can write that ship, I think the only people who could have righted that ship was Marvel. And now we have the chance for that to possibly happen. So we'll see, but it's good news. I realize, normally I'm anti-conglomerate and I stand that way, but I like the way Disney does business. Yes, we own them, but they're the guys that know what they're doing. I'm the parts. So it's like I'm the parts guy. I'm not going to step in and tell this guy how to put an engine in. Mm-hmm. I'll sell him the parts he asked for, but I'm not going to be like, "Yeah, you're doing that wrong. Why don't we try doing it this way?" That guy has the experience. Let him do it. Give him what he needs.
Give him what he needs. And Disney's a company that can give you what you need financially.
Without a doubt.
So, I don't know. It'll. I think good things will come of this. I think Disney's getting a little fucking big. A little large right now. Not that I have a problem with that, but I mean, pretty soon they're going to own entertainment.
Well,
non-video game.
Yes, but I think they're being... I don't think they're looking to be in violation of antitrust laws because they're being diverse in what they purchase.
It's true.
So, there's still tons of other forms of entertainment out there. The thing is,
and they actually checked out of video games.
Right. The thing is, I think this is an important note that a lot of people don't think about is, they say competition breeds greatness. Disney has the money to give these already established successful companies what they need, which means other companies, to remain relevant, are going to have to step up in their quality. Overall, that's not a bad thing for us, the consumer.
Yeah, but I think it doesn't force Disney to step up yet, because those other people have to step up first. But it could still breed that. But yeah, it's there's definitely more stress on everyone else.
But Paramount Pictures, if they want to, or Warner Brothers has to step up their game because Marvel has Disney money. And,
also known as fuck you money.
Right. So Warner Brothers, if they want to compete, they've got to step up their game. And as much, I do enjoy the DC movies, the DCEU. I do enjoy the movies. But they're nowhere near the same league, and Warner Brothers has to get their shit together, or it won't happen.
Let's see what you did there with League. It's nice.
I'm punny.
Yeah, it's nice. They're not in the same league. You should have hit it hard like that.
No, I didn't even want. I wanted it to almost go unnoticed unless you were really paying attention.
Yeah, I'm really studied on my DC extended universe, so it didn't slide by me because I spent so much time.
DC, you knew that DCEU stood for Extended Universe.
I'm pretty studied,
you, Superboy.
I'm pretty studied. Yeah, I'm pretty actually into this. So I'm feeling really good right now. Let's not talk about it anymore because we're going to get to something I don't know, and right now I just want to go out on top.
All right, moving on.
PUBG finally launched on Xbox One. It's part of the early access program,
and apparently it's shit.
Boy, is it part of the early access program. It's not running well.
Or good. Depending on
good.
which way you want to go with that.
So, its performance across all three different available versions of the console is kind of all over the place. It does seem to run different on Xbox One, on S, and obviously on X. Here's the thing. I know everybody was really excited about PUBG on consoles. But I'm going to say something that's not going to be very popular. You need to blame yourself right now. And you need to blame Microsoft a little bit. Mm-hmm. Because you expected the PC version. That's your fault. Microsoft showed off the Xbox version running on a PC at PAX. That's their fault.
Yes.
They said this is the Xbox version, and it was popping up fucking Windows errors while people were playing it. That's not okay. It's not cool. They should have let you play the shit version that's out now so that you could have got your expectations right. But this is a mixture of those two things, in my opinion, that people kept watching all the videos online, watching everybody play, and was like, I'm going to get that, but on Xbox. You should, and you probably will, but it's not out yet.
It's not out yet.
It's in early access, and there are other problems with that too. So is Fortnite. Proper Fortnite. Not Battle Royale, but proper Fortnite is in early access.
Yes.
That game's phenomenal.
Epic Games did a very, very good job with an early access game.
How often does Fortnite patch?
Every day.
Yeah. Like every other day, every day. Sometimes more than once a day.
Yep. It's constantly patching.
That is a game that has continued to grow since it came out. And I believe that PUBG will also.
Yes.
Microsoft has put too much money to let this game come out and fail.
Right, exactly.
But people are upset. People are mad. People want their money back. And I think as a consumer, I totally understand where you're coming from.
I do, but yes, but there's a but.
There's a but for me too.
That but is, number one, whenever you're looking at buying a game, pay attention. Do the research. I've said that time and time again. Secondly, if you are paying for greatness in an early access game, you are a fool. And you deserve what happens, because early access means just that. It's there to work out the kinks. You are paying for the privilege to help them work out the kinks.
I think the problem is on Steam, early access means something. You're expecting the jank. You're expecting it to not work well. But consoles don't have a lot of history in early access. And I think for a good reason.
They don't, but I've got to believe that people who are strictly console and don't play PC and aren't interested in PC are aware of what early access is through the internet.
But also, there wasn't a good way to see what this game was going to be. Because like I said, when they showed it off, they weren't showing it off. A proper Xbox, running on Xbox One build of the game. So I think it was a little misleading. That's where I said Microsoft is a little in the wrong here. But people do have to get their expectations in check.
Yeah, you have to understand what early access is.
Or just don't buy it.
Or don't buy it.
That's okay too.
Right, it's fine.
But for people out there on the internet that are like, this game is dead, it'll never run on Xbox, like, calm down. Uh-huh. It'll be fine. Microsoft has put way too much money in this to be like, okay, well, you guys tried. They will send help.
A for
effort.
effort.
They will pay what it takes. Right. They will do whatever it takes to get this game running correctly.
And it will run correctly.
And it will be good. It'll be fun. Relax. I feel like Aaron Rodgers when he came out and was like, relax. We're fine. Calm down, Green Bay. Like, calm down, Xbox. It's fine.
It's fine. It'll be fine.
Phil Spencer's not like, fuck it, pack it up.
Yeah. Just shut the whole division down.
You won't find a person running a game company that cares more about video games, in my opinion, than Phil Spencer.
Yeah.
That guy will make it right. He loves video games. He loves people that play video games. He's a great, awesome leader of Xbox, and he will fix it.
Yeah, he's not fucking Sid.
Right. Fucking Sid Schumann, you asshole. I don't have any problem with Sid. I just don't like him. I want that clear. Like, personally, we don't have any beef
with Sid Schumann, but man, that guy, he bugs me. He's just one of those, man, I don't know.
I think Sean Layden is passionate about games too, but not in the way that Phil Spencer
is. No.
Phil Spencer seems like everybody you've ever met who had the opportunity to run something he cared about.
Yes, exactly.
Like he found the thing that he loves and he's doing it.
Sean Layden feels like he worked his way up to there and now loves games because of that.
Yeah, I think Sean Layden totally loves video games. You know, I just not in...
I also think it's part of his job to love video games.
Right. And I think the other extreme of that's maybe Reggie. I think Reggie maybe doesn't love games like he says he does, but he's in a position to love games.
Yes. And he is passionate. He's super passionate about the company.
Yes. I love Reggie. Don't get me wrong. That's not a Reggie bash. I love Reggie. I think when you're talking Sean, you're talking Phil Spencer, you're talking Reggie, I think they're fucking incredible leadership for all three of those companies.
Fuck Sid.
And a totally... Sid's a peon anyways.
I don't like him.
Yeah, he doesn't matter, though.
I just want to say that.
To matter. But I think when you look at the people who are running those companies for, you know, at least the U.S., they are like Nintendo of America, you know, Sony Interactive, and Xbox. Like, they're really well ran.
Yes, they are.
So
I would agree with that.
It'll get fixed. We were talking about PUBG. We'll circle back. It'll get fixed. While we're not talking about PUBG, Fortnite has an awesome holiday update out. So while you're waiting for that to get fixed, go check that out. They're different experiences.
They are, definitely.
They're obviously, Fortnite looked at what PUBG was and says, hey, how can we do that, but Epic style? And I think they have done so. But I don't see a reason you can't play both. So while you're waiting for it, enjoy the holidays.
Yes.
Bushes now have lights on them. You know my bush game is strong. So
I don't know. Have you played since?
Yeah, I haven't played the holidays, but I've played since they added the bush. Power up. It's obviously made my strategy a little tougher because now people just randomly shoot bushes.
Right.
But yeah, that game's got a lot of life left in it.
What do we got
next? Let's move to a story that no one cares about.
Including us.
Metal Gear Survive is getting a beta.
Ooh.
PS4 and Xbox One. Survive's beta will run January 18th through the 21st on both PS4 and Xbox One. There's no mention of a PC beta test, although the game is coming out on PC. This is on here for a reason. Two reasons, really. So my voice got a little gravelly thing happening right now?
I did. You sounded...
You getting that?
Getting some Barry White on us.
Yeah, you getting that? I don't know what's happening. So there's two reasons I put this on there. One is because if you participate in the beta and then get the full game, you'll get a Foxhound nameplate, a Metal Gear Rex head accessory, and a bandana. So if you care and you might get this, it's a good reason to play it. The second reason... I'm going all the way out here. You hear this voice?
Yeah, what's happening?
I don't know. The second reason is because this game, like all games, deserves a chance. It's not Kojima's Metal Gear.
Right.
It's not even Metal Gear in the way that people love Metal Gear. It's free to try it, and I think you should try it and then form your opinion after that.
That's a fair assessment.
If you're a fan. If you're a fan of the series. Dan and I don't give two shits about it.
No, I won't be playing this because I've never been a Metal Gear fan.
I might play the beta.
One of the few cool things I had to say about Metal Gear was how quirky it was, but that was obviously all Hideo. I don't know what's going to happen with that now. I'm afraid it's not going to have that quirkiness and that weird mindfuck thing.
But in fairness, it looks like they tried to steer away from that.
Right.
With this, you know, that it is it's a different kind of game, a multiplayer focused game.
Yeah.
I'll try the beta, but I don't have any expectations for this. But if you care about the franchise, instead of just saying fuck Konami,
right, give it a shot.
It's fine to say fuck Konami, but try it.
Try it.
It doesn't hurt anything to try it.
No.
You don't have to tell your friends you tried it, but try it.
Right.
Give it a go.
Put yourself on private.
Yeah. Put yourself on not online. And just get in there and have the time of your life, and then tell people that you'll never try it because fuck Konami.
Right. There you go.
And then if you pick it up, you get the bandana.
And the nameplate.
Metal Gear Rex headdress.
Who doesn't need one of those?
Yeah.
Right?
Everyone. This next story I thought was pretty cool. Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead parent publisher Take-Two Interactive has opened an indie game label. And I thought...
What?
Yeah. So, we saw some of this with Ubisoft when they did Valiant Hearts and they did Child of Light. Yeah, so we saw that out of them. EA has obviously done the same thing with Unravel and a couple others. And this is a move I like. I also think it's kind of in the vein of some of these other titles that you see. Sony's been doing it for a long time with Studio Japan and things like that, where you see these smaller titles come out on the store for $15 or $20.
Right.
And it sounds like Take-Two wants to get in there, but they've got some big name talent lined up.
Yeah, they do.
And it seems like they have been brainstorming and working behind the scenes on this for about 2 years to make sure that this is going to be what it needs. It's called the Private Division, which is also a great name for an indie label. It just sounds... Doesn't that sound classy, the Private Division?
I don't think there's a the. I think it's just Private Division.
It could be. Because the screen is black and it just says Private Division in white. But it's a developer-focused publisher that empowers independent studios to develop games that they are passionate about. So they have Assassin's Creed creator Patrice. He's working on...
Desolé.
Yeah, sure. He's working on Ancestors: The Humankind Odyssey, along with an unannounced RPG from Fallout, new Vegas developer Obsidian Entertainment. They're also going to publish an unannounced RPG from the former DICE developer David Goldfarb and Ben Cousins at their new studio, The Outsiders. Halo creator Marcus
Leto.
Unannounced sci-fi first-person shooter. Doesn't sound anything like Halo. But that's Halo co-creator there. They're publishing his V1 Interactive, Studio V1 Interactive. So, they're publishing a lot of stuff. Take-Two also acquired... So there's a fun fact about this. This is how I realized that something was going on behind the scenes here.
Yeah.
Take-Two acquired Space Flight Simulator, Kerbal Space Program, earlier this year. And Private Division is now their publisher. So the other night I was playing with our friend Pat, man.
Mm-hmm.
We were looking at the holiday sale, and I said, you know what game I've always wanted to buy but never have? Kerbal. And he said, oh yeah, I forgot about Kerbal. I said, you know what? Kerbal's never on sale. I think I'm going to fucking buy Kerbal. Like, I don't really care what it costs.
Right.
I want to play it. I think it'd be a fun game to stream. What we probably talked about, but I failed to realize, is that Kerbal was taken off of the PlayStation Store.
Because it's going to have a new publisher.
No, because it was jacked up.
Oh.
So jacked up that people thought it was unplayable.
Ah.
So they did take it off. They never got it back going. And then Take-Two bought them and said, we'll fix it for you. So, like a week ago, I was like, hey, something's like going on here. Like, that's weird. Why would Take-Two want this? Take-Two doesn't do these kind of games. And then all this pops out, and I'm like, that makes total sense.
Ah, here we go.
Yeah, it's a big name title that they can do right by the fans now.
Yeah.
And say, hey, it was fucked up. We didn't fuck it up. Here it is. Love it. And I'll buy Kerbal.
We fixed it.
Finally makes its way back. Yeah. That's cool news. If anyone cares, Private Division is based in New York. They also have offices in Seattle and Munich. So,
and this will
if
be
you're in one of those cities and that's what you want to do.
This will be Take-Two's third label that they own, joining Rockstar and 2K.
Also known as powerhouses.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Rockstar shits out money.
Oh, yeah.
Everything they touch
Rockstar
is fucking golden.
Just prints it.
Yeah. There are very few like developers that just shit out money like that.
Mm-hmm. Without a doubt.
Rockstar being one of them. Naughty Dog being one of them. Like, they exist, but they're rare. Like, everything they do, almost Bethesda to an extent.
Yeah.
Bethesda doesn't make a lot of bad games.
They don't.
Let me rephrase that. Bethesda doesn't make a lot of games that people don't buy.
What bad games do they make?
I would argue that
Bad is subjective. Bad and good is subjective.
Well, Fallout could use a lot of fucking work.
People love Fallout for what it is, though.
It's got a lot of jank, though. So, as much as I love Fallout, I would say those games are far from perfect, but those games are games people want to buy and enjoy.
Yeah, and, I mean, again, bad and good is subjective.
Apparently, Doom VFR is not fun.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, so maybe they'll get there on that.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, I like that they call it VFR, though.
VFR.
Which I assume is virtual fucking reality.
Oh, goddamn right it is.
I haven't seen it spelled out anywhere, but I can only assume.
I assume that's. I think that's a very, very safe assumption.
I think that's what the F stands for.
Virtual fucking reality.
That's such a good name for a game that's hardcore as Doom. Like, that's so smart. This next story is kind of a story, kind of me just wanting to talk about something that we're both excited about.
We are excited about this.
So, Sea of Thieves, Rare has put out a video where they kind of explain the progression system a little bit. It's a 9-minute video that you should go find on the YouTubes and listen to. But they talk about the progression and your ability to always play with another person no matter how much time they have or haven't played. And I think we talked about it a little bit before the podcast, but I think for both you and I, it was refreshing.
Yeah, very refreshing.
Because the game doesn't give a fuck how long you've been playing, how many hours you spent or not spent on the game. Like, it's about playing the game.
Playing the game, and if you want to jump in with your friends, they want you to do that.
It's about customization and your reputation. It's not about, I have a better weapon than you. We have the same weapon.
Mm-hmm.
If you're better, it's because you've played more. It's not because you have a better gun.
Right.
There's no disadvantage to going and doing something at any point. Like, there's no advantage or disadvantage to doing this quest over that quest. Like, they're all quests that you can do at any point.
Right.
Because you don't get better over time as far as you don't get more powerful.
Exactly.
Like, you're rewarded differently over time, but you're not more, I'm a level 31, so I can do this quest now.
No.
Like, no. You can do that quest as soon as you open it.
Just go. And if your friend you got a buddy who's been playing the shit out of the game and you come in 2 weeks later, you can jump right in and play with him. No worries.
Yeah. Because he has the quests are the same.
Yep.
They're open from the first second. You can go,
Such a
they
good
give
idea.
you different quests as time goes on, but it's not because you're ready. It's because you've done these other quests to keep the game alive. It's not because, now you're powerful enough. Like, you're always the same power level.
Yep.
That's super exciting
Rare's
for
doing
me.
doing something really, really smart and interesting and cool with this. Is first they'll be like, yeah, we don't know when it's coming out, it's a delay. And then they'll give you a piece of fucking news that you're just like, God damn, I gotta play this.
Mm-hmm. And March is not that far away.
No, it's not. But every time they put out a new video, every time they give you a new piece of news, it's a big deal. You're like, whoa, that's big news. I can't wait to play it. I couldn't wait to play it anyway, but...
And we've talked about this game at length because I've been so excited for this game for way too long. Because the delay did hurt me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But...
You're back in.
Oh, well, I was never out. I was never going to be out because I want to be a pirate with my friends. Like, that idea by itself. And I know people are like, oh, well, what about the fucking Crimson Seas or whatever's coming out from Ubisoft, whatever that fucking game's called. Skull and Crossbones.
Skull and Crossbones. The Crimson Sea.
I don't know. It sounded just as obnoxious.
That's a good fucking name.
Skull and Bones. You can be a pirate with your friends. You can. That looks fun, too. Not like this.
Not like this. Skull and Bones seems to... Whatever it is. The Crimson Sea.
I think that's what it's called. I think it's Skull and Bones.
Looks to almost be like a pirate sim.
Yeah, it looks fine.
More so than... Let's just get 4 friends together and be fucking ridiculous as pirates on the open seas.
Well, because Sea of Thieves looks like if you and I said, what if we were pirates?
Right.
Like, that's what that game...
Right.
Like, it should almost be Sea of Thieves, what if we were pirates? Because that's what it looks like. If you're sitting around your buddies, you're like, what if we were pirates? You're like, yeah, we'd steal gold. And you're like, not just gold, we'd steal artifacts.
Yeah.
You're like, nah, not just artifacts, we would fucking sell our ship and attack every motherfucker that had the balls to go buy us. Like, that's what Sea of Thieves looks like.
Yeah.
It looks like it doesn't matter.
No, it looks like... Yeah.
Here's an open world.
Go play.
Here's a small boat. Yeah. Go be a pirate. Like, you're trying to be a legend.
Right. Here you go. Go play.
You're trying to get your reputation so high that people freak out when you go buy them. Which is how pirates work, I think. Pirating is all about reputation.
Yeah, if you're known, then you're known to...
Right.
Yep.
Now, the only downside I see is how many Jack Sparrows are we going to see?
Well,
too many is the answer.
I know I'm not going to be one.
Too many. So they shut off some customization, and then you can like change your hooks and your peg legs and the way you look and your size, and the game looks great. Because my pirate is not. I mean, like I have a pirate in my head. So now I just want to see like how close I can get to that vision.
Gotcha.
But I know that your pirate won't look anything like mine.
No, mine won't.
And whoever else we play with won't look anything like Thomas. I assume is going to play with us.
Yeah.
Garrett, I assume, is going to play with us. Their pirates aren't going to look.
Are going to look completely different.
Yeah. So that's super super exciting. I can't wait to play that game. That's a day one.
Oh, no doubt.
And I'm going to buy Xbox Live for it,
which is a big deal in itself.
Yeah, because I don't really have anyone to play with over there on the games that I play on Xbox. So I'm buying it just for Sea of Thieves.
Right. What do you play multiplayer on Xbox? What would you play?
I don't know. I have some stuff that I could play, but I don't have anything that I need to play.
Okay.
Like I'd have to go look at my games. I've got 2 or 3 multiplayer games for Xbox, or that might be more fun if I had someone to play with. But like Forza, I would like to get into that online. I just don't. I don't have anybody that plays that.
Right.
So that's not going to do me any good.
It's true.
Doing me no good. That's it for news. I told you it wasn't much.
No, not much. Nothing huge.
Or huge.
Or huge.
Right.
It's going to be huge.
If you prefer that, nothing huge.
It's going to be huge. It's going to be the best huge.
Now it's time for Gone But Not Forgotten. My favorite, oldest, newest segment.
And it's your turn.
It is my turn. We reach back our gaming past. We tell you all about a game that we loved, that you probably forgot about, that we never forgot about, and that you should go watch videos or play because we still love it. It is my turn. I've not gone that far back this time. I've gone to the PS3, Xbox 360 days. That's where I played this game.
Gotcha.
November 7th, 2006. And the game is Tony Hawk's Project 8.
Oh,
it's a skateboarding game. I picked a skateboarding game.
You did pick a skateboarding game. Because everyone knows how athletic and a skateboarder you are.
Yes, I grew up on the streets shredding it, thrashing it. Those are both skateboarding things, right?
Yes, thrashing. Yeah.
Yeah, and shredding.
And shredding? Mm-hmm. Yes.
So there was something... So this game came out on PS2, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PSP. But there was something about Project 8 that I really bought into. Like, I've always played skateboarding games. All the Tony Hawks. I played Skate. I like skateboarding games.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're a sports game in, like, a non-sports way. Like, it was always over the top and kind of silly. And then Skate came out, and I'm like, whoa, this is super accurate. Like, I'm like a real skateboarder right now. So that was fun in a different way. But Project 8 was like somewhere in the middle of those.
Mm-hmm.
Where you were like getting 20-foot verticals, but you were also like kind of doing real moves, sort of.
Right.
And at the time, you're like, this is like watching TV. It's so real. Not now, obviously. When you watch these videos, you're going to be like, this game looks like shit. I'm not sure why I picked this game. But put yourself back in 2006. Rewind 11 years ago. Because back then, it looked super real. And there was just something, I don't know. There was something good about this game. And I feel like this was the last good Tony Hawk game.
See, Underground is the one that was before that, right?
Yes.
That's my favorite.
So, if you've never seen it, you started off in You begin the game as a custom skater in the hometown of Suburbia, so they put a lot of thought into that. After breaking out into the main streets, a team is created by Tony Hawk. The team is called Project 8. It's 8 skaters. That's why it's called that. The player character starts ranked 200th, and by competing in challenges and goals, you improve your ranking to get to Project 8. So, I don't know. There was something about it that it was beefy enough in the goal and enough Tony Hawk and enough real skating that I just really fell in love with it. And I played the shit out of Project 8.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
Like, more hours than I'm proud of is how much I played Project 8.
More hours than you're proud of, huh?
Plus, I knew that I was totally safe to pick that because I wasn't going to stumble upon one of your choices. I didn't feel like Project 8 was coming up on your list anyway.
No, it wasn't.
So you did a little foreshadowing earlier to the shout-outs.
Well, first I want to give Thomas also sent out GBNF this week.
Oh, shit. I don't even know what this is, so this is like a surprise for me.
Thomas is having some tough times. His gone but not forgotten is decent internet.
I think we'd all have a moment of silence for that.
Yeah.
Because
I know how hard it can be to enjoy your hobby without decent internet.
Without the thing that you need to enjoy your hobby.
Right.
So that's a scary thought.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, GBNF. Remember, if you have one for us, if you have a gone but not forgotten for us, hit us up on Twitter at @game_stitch using the hashtag GBNF, or email us podcast@gamestitch.com, put GBNF in the subject line. We'll read that shit right here on the podcast.
Damn right.
Right here.
Just like we just did.
Yeah, we just did that. That could have been you, but you're lazy and I don't want to email. I don't like Twitter. Didn't get your shit read.
Yeah, you sound like Ryan. No.
Yeah, sound just like me, actually. That's why I didn't even know that was coming. And the worst part of that, I think you actually text that to me too. I did know once you started. I didn't know before you started. I want to let everybody in on a little secret there. That wasn't as much as a surprise as I thought it was going to be.
I'll let you.
Yeah.
I think I told you when we were playing one night.
Yeah, it could have been. That takes us to shout-outs. Remember, if you want to shout out, head over to patreon.com/GameStitch and support us at the $10 tier. If you do that, we'll give you a shout-out. You can say whatever you want within reason. And when I say within reason, don't be offensive. Okay, don't be overly offensive.
Don't be overly offensive.
We'll allow a slight amount of offensiveness. But you're not going to get to be an asshole to other people.
Yeah, no. We're not down. We're not down
Other
with
than that, promote your thing. Tell us how great you are. Tell us how dumb another company is. Tell us that you had grapefruits for breakfast. Whatever you want. It's your time.
Had
grapefruits. And the great thing
for
about
breakfast?
shout-outs. Yeah, I like grapefruits.
Okay.
Plus, the great thing about shout-outs is we've designated your slot. If you support the $10 tier, you get it either way.
Yep.
If you don't give us one, we give you one because it's your time.
Right.
You're not purchasing air around here.
And we make sure we're not
you.
going to let you waste it.
No, we're giving you.
We have your best interests at heart.
Yeah. You know, some of these companies are like, well, use it or lose it. Not us.
Nope.
Give us one or we'll give you one because it's your time. You earned it. Thanks for being awesome. Came off way more lecture-y than I thought it was going to.
Good job, Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan's turning into No Fun Ryan now.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys want to have some fun? You fucking $10. And then we'll tell you how you feel. They're fine this week. Next story. We actually have real shout-outs.
We do have real shout-outs.
And they are intertwined, and they also are, you're in this. You're intertwined in this.
I am intertwined in this in a bit. So first of all, the first shout-out this week comes from Thomas. Now, I suppose
we're going to get real clinical here.
Yep. I talked a little bit earlier about how I played Ark. Survival Evolved. Well, that was thanks to Thomas. And this is Thomas's shout-out. Illyria PvE is a 50-slot server and has slightly boosted rates to cut out grinding, yet is balanced for a challenge. In case you haven't picked up on it, Thomas, in the game Ark Survival Evolved, has created a server to play on. He goes on to say, we aim to create a friendly community focused on interacting with each other and just playing the game to an end, rather than just pure rage-inducing PvP. So, shout out to you there, Thomas. I'm picking up what you're putting down, buddy. Anyone who joins can spawn in at Vikings Bay to find the community village area where you can collect your starter tools, tame, and armor from the community center. There are also rooms at the community center that allows for a safe place to log out or store your items until you've leveled up and can head out to make your own way in the unforgiving land that is Ragnarok. We also have another clustered server that is dedicated to the new DLC Aberration. This server will have the same stats as Ragnarok, including the community center and other goodies to help you explore the new map. Both are clustered together, allowing you to seamlessly travel between the two and no lost dinos or items or tribe issues. And so didn't know all about this, so now I'm going to have to get back on and find out where the fuck Vikings Bay is.
And one of the other things I want to add to this is Thomas is actually, if you follow us on Twitter and you join his server, he was doing some special gifts for that. So check that out. I think that's still happening. But yeah, if you're on his server and you follow him on Twitter, then he's going to give a bonus tame level 100, and your choice excluding Gigas and Brontos, whatever, no Gigas and Brontos.
I'm assuming those are dinosaurs or something.
Clearly no Gigas or Brontos, but besides that, he's giving your choice for supporting us, and we can't thank Thomas enough for just being an awesome dude.
We really appreciate it, Thomas. That's fucking amazing.
And if you have Ark and an Xbox, you're listening to this and you're not a part of it, stop being a piece of shit.
Right.
That's a hard message for you. It's a hard pill to swallow. I get it.
Show some love, brothers and sisters.
Yeah, we're a big community here, and the idea that you would have it and not support one of our brethren, unacceptable.
That's right.
Get over there, get playing. Get a plan.
Do it.
Next shout out.
Well, this shout out is from Garrett. And essentially what has happened here, I'll go ahead and spill the beans, is I don't know how he came about them. I'm assuming it's for creating the server.
He purchased them.
Oh. Whoa. Well, Thomas purchased a couple codes for Ark after he created his server. And one of those codes went to our good friend, Garrett Wade. And Garrett says, "Oh shit, thank you, man. I showed my wife what you said yesterday once I got home, and she just said, 'Aw, that's awesome. Uncle Gamestitch bringing gamers together, and be sure to tell him thank you for me and Bruce.' So again, thank you for my entire family. It wasn't necessary, but it is very appreciated. Merry Christmas to you too." You want to give the background on that?
Yeah, so Thomas gave Garrett a code for Ark because Garrett does play on Xbox, and he also wanted to play with Garrett, and as a gift for the soon-to-be baby Bruce. He was more tasteful, and I believe in what he sent to Garrett. He called it a not pulling out gift when he was talking to me, which is a great name for it. And I love that name for it. So, this is the kind of thing that when we started doing this that we always hope for is people coming together. And don't think you have to buy somebody something to come together, but just the idea that he wanted to play something with Garrett. And, this is what we always wanted. So this is super exciting.
It's kind of cool to see our dreams coming to fruition.
Yeah. And, I think it'll be neat when you get a chance to get in there with them and play. And I may even pick up a copy of this just so we can all get in there together and group hug it out.
See, what I like is that we have, over the years, we've fostered a community that actually really cares, not just about the podcast and about us, but about each other as well. And I think that's especially significant here on this holiday time, when that's kind of the whole reason for that holiday. So we thank, or at least I do, Ryan might not, but I thank everybody, and I appreciate you.
I do. I'm the one that always gets sappy on the end of these things.
You are usually the one who gets sappy. Yeah.
So I think everyone knows how I feel. I think they fucking know.
Do you know?
Remember, patreon.com/Gamestitch. That $10 tier gets you a shout out, and it's good for all the love.
Ooh.
Also, to make it easy, I will put the Facebook link for Thomas's server information in the show notes, so you don't need to struggle to find it. Look at the show notes; it'll be there. And I'll put something like, Thomas's Arc server or whatever, and put the link on there so everybody can find it. And I'll be doing that for a few weeks. So
you're going to put the name of the server as well, correct?
Yeah,
because you have to actually search it out.
Well, I think his Facebook page has all the information.
Okay.
So I'll make sure that you can get it. He is at Credian. Does he have numbers on
I think it's
Twitter?
501.
Yeah. Well, can you make sure? Just so we don't give out the wrong information. And people are like, hey, what about that arc? And people are like, what the fuck are you talking
601.
about? At Credian601 on Twitter. But also, I will put some information. You know what? Fuck it. I will put his Twitter in there too.
All right.
I'll put his Twitter in the notes. I will also put the Facebook link he sent me in the notes. I'll do that for a few weeks so that you don't have any excuses on being able to locate it.
No excuses.
No excuses.
It's our motto.
Play like a champ.
That's our motto.
Yeah.
It's new Gamestitch
no fucking
motto.
excuses.
No excuses.
And we got the guy peeing on excuses.
Wasn't that a clothing line?
No fear.
Oh, that's right.
We got the guy peeing on excuses, though. We put on the back of our trucks.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even have a truck.
Little Calvin.
Yeah, peeing on excuses. Because no fucking excuses. I'll put excuses with the slash mark through it, the circle and the slash. None of that shit.
Let me tell you something. Excuses are just explanations that the receiver doesn't want to accept.
Mm-hmm. And when someone asks you a question, like when they want an honest answer, they don't want a fucking excuse. They could have made up some bullshit on why you didn't do whatever we're talking about.
See, I don't like it when people say, oh, you're just giving excuses. No, I'm giving you explanations.
There's a difference, though. There's a difference.
There's not.
Sometimes we're like, I was, this or that. You're like, fuck off.
But there's still explanations. I mean, oh, you didn't come to work yesterday. Well, my mom died. Oh, and I just giving excuses.
No,
the same thing could be said.
Explanation.
It could, but the same thing could be said.
My alarm didn't come off, so I woke up 20 minutes late. Okay, why didn't you come in 20 minutes late?
Well, why?
Like, that's an excuse.
Wait, what?
Like, we're like, oh, my alarm didn't go off, so I woke up late, so I didn't come in.
Oh, at all?
Yeah, that's a fucking excuse. My battery was dead. Why didn't you call?
No, it's an explanation. It's a bad one. It's an extremely bad and invalid explanation, but it's still an explanation.
Or when you ask somebody like why they didn't do something and they give you something that has nothing to do with that.
It's still an explanation. It's a bad one, but it's an explanation. Excuses are just explanations that the receiver doesn't like.
And as an adult,
if it's valid,
you should be smart enough to know if you're giving a good explanation or not.
I agree with that.
Because I've been around some adults that offer an excuse and you're like, come on. I would have rather you say I'm a fuck up than tell me whatever you just
I agree with you, but that's the thing about excuse. It's always been, I've hated when people have said that because it's an excuse. No, it's an explanation. I'm explaining to you. You don't like it, and it's not a good one, but it's still an explanation.
Well, I think for me, excuses are something people use as like a crutch, where explanations are typically one-offs that happened, where it's like an ongoing. Oh, I can't do that. Couldn't do yard work because it's cold.
So it's an excuse is an explanation that has evolved over time. Is what you're telling me.
Well, you've continued. Oh, I couldn't work because it's cold outside. What about yesterday? Oh, it's still cold.
Okay,
all right. Well, you could have worked though.
I'll give you that.
But if you're like, I woke up and my right leg didn't work, like that's more of an explanation. But if your right leg doesn't work day after day after day, you're like, all right, starting to become an excuse. Get your leg fixed or fuck off.
Or don't come to work.
Right. Or whatever it is that you guys do. Right. So
I don't know. My leg doesn't work seems kind of extreme.
I mean, you'd be surprised some of the things I've heard over the years.
It seems like, but if it continually happens, then there probably is a reason for it. So get it checked. I understand.
Have you been to the doctor? No, I think it's going to work out.
Okay, there you go. Now it's an excuse.
Right. No, I think I'll be fine on Thursday. Because right now I'm doing a thing I wanted to do. Remember, you can follow us on the social medias and give us your excuse or explanations. I am at Podcast Ryan. Dan is at Shirtless Dan, and together we are at Game_Stitch. If you want to see our streams, like I said, Dan's Wolfenstein, or Wolfenstein if you're insane.
Stein.
Is streaming. Yeah, I know. I said if you're insane. You're not insane.
Okay.
You hear a lot of Weinstein for Harvey. So I wanted to be fair and give Wolfenstein a chance. In case someone calls it that. I don't want to feel alienated by it.
It's also Weinstein, by the way.
Yeah, but you hear it both ways.
I get it, but it's Weinstein. The other way is wrong.
If you want to see a stream of Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus,
YouTube.com pissing me off.
/Gamestitch, you can do that. We also have a shit ton of other streams up, and you guys are doing pretty good watching those.
Yeah.
So our views have definitely been up on those, and I know it's not our ability, so thanks. We haven't got any better as more of you are showing up.
We're not amazing at this, no.
Right.
To be fair, we never claimed to be, which is...
I think we already have 4 or 5 out for December, so...
Yeah, we got quite a few out for December.
Yeah, suck it for all the haters.
That's right. Bah, right here.
All right, because that's what they do. Haters going to hate. That's what I understand. That's what T. Swift taught me.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
All the haters going to hate.
That's what the
and the players going to play.
That's a gaming reference, I think.
It is.
Yeah.
That's all T. Swift songs are about.
Yeah, on the download, they're all about video games. Yeah, I think that checks out. Follow us on social medias. Remember, if you go to YouTube, you subscribe, you hit that little bell, it'll let you know.
Yep.
So I made a mistake. I didn't know that you had streamed out because I got a new phone, and I have push notifications on for my old phone. So every time we went live, I got the push notification.
But you didn't do it on the new phone.
I didn't do it on the new phone. So
is that why when I texted you about it, you were like, "Oh, I didn't see that"?
Yeah, because. So also another thing that I did differently on this phone is I didn't set up for my emails to check constantly. So my emails only update whenever I go into them.
Oh, really?
Just trying to be less attached to my phone, which I already wasn't on it that much, but so I need to fix both of those things, especially the push notifications, because I feel like we should know when we go live. So
I don't know. That's part of that South Park philosophy.
Yeah. We should probably know. We did a Monster Hunter stream. I don't think we talked about last week either. Did we?
Oh, when did we do it? Was it?
I don't know.
No, we couldn't have because we did it on Sunday night.
Okay, yeah. So we did a Monster Hunter Worlds beta stream that is Dan, Garrett, and myself. It is also the distinction of being the shortest stream we've ever done. Clocking in somewhere around 21 minutes. So you're welcome.
Take what you want from that, but essentially what you come up with is none of us were really fans.
Yeah, we didn't understand and we didn't enjoy our time with Monster Hunter Worlds. They have another beta coming up. Maybe I'll try it again.
I might.
So
I want to like it because the concept sounds cool, but man, not.
Yeah, buddy up with your friends and go kill some dinosaurs. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Right now, its follow through is a little on my lacking side.
So, still in beta, like we said. Don't sell your ship. Is that a thing? Don't sell your ship yet. Don't.
It is now, I guess.
Don't sell your ship yet on this game.
Don't sail your ship yet.
Yeah, I feel like that's half of a saying.
It probably is,
but I don't know the other half. If you know the other half, hit us up. Podcast@Gamestitch.com, or make your own other half, and we'll talk about it next week. This has been episode 257. Now remember, next week is 258, but it's not a proper episode because it is our Game of the Year, our Swellness Awards.
Yes.
So 258 is going to be our awards episode. We are lucky enough to be joined by Hoffen Show.
Or Hoffen Show.
Or, yeah, if you say it the wrong way.
If you say it the right way. The way he likes it to be said. The way he intended for it to be said.
No, I think he's changed, though. I think he's converted over to just accept that he's Hoffen Show.
Just Hoffen Show?
Yeah, we'll provide a little clarity on that.
We should start calling him Ho Effin' Show now.
Just to piss him off?
Just to be assholes.
So he's like, no, I'm Hoffen Show. So Gerald will be on, Dan will be on, I will be on, and we'll go through our Game of the Year picks. For those unfamiliar, we don't compete argue.
Nope.
Each of us have our own selection for each category.
Yep. We just roll with them.
We used to try to boil stuff down. It defeats the whole purpose of us talking about what we love.
Mm-hmm.
So stay tuned to that. That episode's going to come out on Christmas Day.
Yep. And I would anticipate it probably being a little bit shorter than you're used to because of the holiday and the content. That's why we felt it was the perfect time to do this, is because you're probably going to be limited in your time during that holiday week. So we're kind of going to package that down and just give the information.
But you know what? It's short, fat, and it fills the gap.
Oh,
We'll be back the week after that. I made up for that ship selling comment.
You did.
So we'll be back the week after that.
Short, fat, and fills the gap.
We'll be back with a normal episode. Your regularly scheduled programming after the holidays. This has been episode 257. Good night.
Good night.